Didn't see that.
Awesome. So we got some PSKs. All right, we'll give it a few minutes.
That's good, right? That's good. Our heads go off now. Okay, so Alicia, I don't like to waste time, so
Jump in. Yeah.
I just wasted everybody's time trying to adjust this. So let me introduce myself. My name is Grace Flannery. Cheers. This is my husband, Mike Flannery. And we're just going to, I know that you've seen our videos. A lot of you have seen our videos or have heard our story. So we'll just give a quick overview of our story. About 2014, my niece Brittany came to us with the kit, and I don't remember, it was a totally different kit that she brought to us, and we thought that we were helping her out, and I almost burned the house down a couple times with candles. So Mike said, you need to buy that kit just for the smell, and that's what we thought we were buying the kit for. And a couple of months later, Mike had a heart attack. So we hit a bump in the road, and Mike, I'll just let you share where we went from there.
So I thought, besides this nice smoky thing that she was using in the house that I really liked, what do the other oils do? So we started looking at them, and we looked at the ability of how they were changing and calming the environment, but also the ability that I could use them for non-toxic solutions for aftershave, right, or deodorant. And I looked into the ways that I could use them to cook with all the vitality oils. So it just kept growing and growing, and all the neighbors kept coming over and wanted to know what we were doing, and we were giving stuff away, and they'd pull in the driveway and make them some creams and oils and send them off, and it just kept going until Grace yelled and said, no more giving away all this stuff.
Well, I don't mind. I'm a blue, I'm a giver, I love to give. But I said to him, after the third time of filling up whatever he was making for him, I said, you need to teach him how to do that.
So we started in our kitchen, on our deck, at their kitchens. They'd call and say, can you come over? So we used any chance or opportunity, if they called, to say, yep, we're going to come show you what we do. And suddenly, I don't know, we had 70 people or something. I don't know.
Right. We didn't think we were doing the business. So they kept asking, Andrea Galino kept asking, will you teach? Well, I was a Department of Health educator. And so I said, no, I don't want to teach. I teach all day long. And when we started getting a check is when we finally thought, oh, maybe we can do this. And so I said to Andrea, I know lots of people, and she came and taught my classes probably for 6 months. And I'm not sure where in there, but when we started the business, it was about 70 people. And so we were just really fortunate because we love the product so much, we shared with other people. So that's basically our story. And it might be a little different because we've never told that last part, but Alicia, go ahead and take it from there. Your story is pretty similar to ours.
Yeah, so, well, I had, I'm Alicia Banks. Hi, I have been using Young Living for 5 years. I had, my motivating factor behind wanting to join Young Living was I had a lot of hormonal issues going on. I was taking some different things and I wanted to go the natural route, and I actually met Chelsea. I was working at a yoga studio, and she would come in day after day, and she just smelled amazing. And I was like, what perfume are you wearing? And she's like, oh, it's abundance oil. And she was just so sweet and so kind, and would just educate me. And I was like, okay. And it took me a year before I was like, you know what, I need to buy this kit. Stop being stingy. This is your health. it's important. So as soon as I got my kit, I started balancing like my hormones out. I stopped a lot of different things. Chelsea sat with me. She showed me like the supplement side. She showed me Progestins Plus, which was like a game changer. Like for me, I knew I wanted to prepare like my body literally to have kids one day, and I wasn't in a place to do that. So I wanted to get there, and meeting Chelsea and like getting started on Young Living was a total changer for like my hormones, like stress management, just overall wellness. And then from there, just sharing with my family was really important because like there's a lot of different skin issues in my family. Like my dad has psoriasis, a lot of autoimmune. We're pretty much all like type O. So I don't know if you guys know much about that, but we just have to take good care of ourselves, and we needed to do better. And as I researched and looked at our cleaning products and looked at like my skincare, and I just kept reading and educating myself, and I knew that there were better options out there. And I just fell in love with Young Living. I am like a brand loyal person. Like I really am. Like I'm a sucker. Once I do my research and I trust you, like you have like I will go with you 100%. But it took me a year to get to that place. So for you guys who are just getting started and you grabbed your kit, like I am so proud of you for doing that. It is the first step into really diving into your health and wellness. And I mean, it's not the end all be all. It really is just the start of it, but it is an amazing start. And we're so proud of you because we remember being at that place and being like, wow, like I'm ready to take this jump into the lifestyle of living cleaner and reading ingredients and just being an advocate for your own health. So I think this whole experience has taught me that no one is going to do it for you. You have like, you know, you can talk to people, you can hear testimonies are super important, but you have to find what's right for you and your body and your home and your family. And like Young Living is such an amazing way to do that for you guys. So we're super excited you're here.
Oh my gosh, you couldn't have said it better. Mike wants to talk, but you could not have.
So exactly with that, for some people who are on or just got their kit or thinking about getting a kit or not really know how to use it, our goal is we do not ever want somebody to get this kit and put it in the closet, right? Our goal is there's somebody that you know that you can call, or your person you talk to, or your meeting tonight or in the future, call them, because our goal is we want you to use these oils, not buy the kit just because you feel you need to buy the kit. You're going to buy the kit because you're going to change your wellness path, right? You're going to change your journey in life. This is not going in the closet. You are using it. That's our goal.
No, exactly. And honestly, when I first started out, like, okay, so like, again, I mean, I don't remember. Like, I don't even know how old I am now. I can't even remember. I got 2 kids under 2. I'm just trying to stay afloat. Clearly my hormones cleared up, but you get this beautiful kit and you're just like, wow, this is amazing. This is so pretty. And like, I almost didn't want to touch it. Like, I was like, wow, I just invested in this. These oils are beautiful. I knew I was getting the highest quality. Like, guys, I was definitely using some other things before that were doing literally nothing for my health. Like a quick tidbit, like oils aren't regulated, if you guys didn't really know that. So there can be a lot of fillers. There can be a lot of just chemicals and like fragrances. So by you stepping into Young Living, not only are you stepping into like your health and wellness, but you're stepping into the best quality oils that you can get your hands on. They are so pure. If you have not gone on the Seed to Seal website, you have to do that. Educate yourself on the why behind you chose this. I think that's really important. So yeah, I mean, and then I got my kit and I remember being like, oh, I don't want to take them out of the box. So take them out of the box. Like they will not work unless you use them. So make sure you are using them every day. There's pretty much an oil or each oil is really good for multiple body systems. So we're going to go through the ways to use your kit and every single oil and how really just a few ways how you can use it, because Grace and I were talking earlier and we would be here for a very long time if we were telling you every single thing that it was good for.
So you already touched base on Seed to Seal. Both Mike and I have already been out and planted lavender in Utah. We've been to Hawaii and planted the sandalwood. So we know the quality that Seed to Seal promised to us, both for the kit oil, or if you want to get started with the premium starter kit CBD, same thing. It's seed to seal. We know what we're getting, and we encourage people to go out there and research or to contact any of us, and we can talk to you about the comparisons. We have some comparison charts and stuff like that. We want people to do the research themselves. So like you, Alicia, you're confident in those oils and you're loyal. You stick to those oils. So you talked about seed to seal. There's 3 different ways that we can use those oils. How do we use them?
Yeah, so I think one of the first ways that a lot of people gravitate towards is diffusing. I mean, you get this beautiful diffuser, you have all these oils. Hopefully whoever, your sponsor has shared a couple different ideas on what to diffuse. If you're involved on Facebook, our tribe page has a ton of different things that you can go to and search for as far as like recipes. You can even look on Pinterest, there's recipes or whatever to diffuse. So a lot of people do that, and I mean, it is really the first step in learning how to use your oils. And for some people who have been burning candles or lighting incense or, doing different things like spraying like, I don't know, air fresheners like this, it really is a great first step. So it's not a small thing that you're doing. When you put on that diffuser, like you are putting those high quality oils and you're getting those benefits right into your body, right into your bloodstream. And for me, diffusing it's super fun because you wake up in the morning and if I put peppermint in there and then I feel ready to start my day. So I don't think you need to think any less because maybe you just diffuse all the time, but you also should know there are 2 other ways that you can use your oils too. So, I mean, I don't know do you guys have anything, I guess diffusers, like tips and stuff? To be honest, I'm not the best at cleaning my diffusers and I need to be better. So remember to clean your diffuser. I don't know, Grace, if you guys have like a schedule, but
Like there's a diffuser in every room and you really should, it says that you should clean them after every use. I think we try to at least every week clean them, or when we're changing out an oil, we'll clean them. So do you want to talk about how to clean them?
Yeah, that's a good,
because multiples, right? I have them in all, grandkids have them in all. So what I do is I just press it down. A lot of times you'll get a little brush, or you can have a little brush or a cotton Q-tip. And what I do is just rinse it out with water, but then I spray it with Thieves Cleaner, right? I add a little water to it, and you never want to touch the little ring at the bottom, but you can wipe that out with the Q-tip, or if you have a brush, and just wipe around it. And then I just swish it around. I add a little water, and actually running it with the water and the thieves in it is a great way to clean the whole inside of the diffuser. So even, do it. You'll see that there are some heavier oils and you'll have to clean more often because the heavier oils sit on that ring. But you can diffuser and you'll see if the diffusing looks like it's down a little bit, it's not as misty. True sign that you got to clean it, but just make a schedule up to yourself. It's very simple.
Yeah, definitely. That's great. Thanks, Mike. And then also a couple things, like there's that fill line to your diffuser. So make sure you're not going over that with water. Sometimes if you find like, oh, my diffuser isn't working right, or it's not like cranking out, it's more than likely because you've kind of filled the water a little too high. So you just want to make sure you go right to that line. And then, I mean, it depends on preference. It depends on the size of your diffuser that you got. I mean, I put anywhere between maybe 6 drops in some diffusers, but I have the Aria and I'll put 12 in there. I mean, it just depends. You're not going to go wrong. I mean, you can start smaller and build it up if you want. You really can't go wrong with diffusing.
So they have like you just said, they have a lot of different choices in diffusers, but this is one of the basic premium starter kit. You can get the Aria, the Raindrop,
Lantern.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different choices. And as you can see, I have it on candlelight. There's so many different choices. So there's 2 buttons here. So you fill it up, like she said, with the water. We always tell people to start really slow, like 3 or 4 drops. Because some people that have used other oils, like if you go into Wegmans, one of theirs says to put 18 in there. What do you think would happen if we put 18 drops in here? So start when you're first starting out, start really slow and read the directions, since I'm not a person who reads directions, but push
Correct.
the button, and there's different way, there's different amounts, different ways you can use each of the diffusers. So you can do intermittent, and then the second button is just going to give you your choices on, I'm not sure you can see that, but it gives you different choices on your colors. So this is awesome. Go ahead, Mike.
Let me just add one thing, because we all love our oils, but we also love our dog and cats, right? So when you start diffusing, do not close the doors in the room, right? Be open, the dogs and cats will come in. They will naturally go out of the room if they do not like what you're diffusing. A lot of times you'll see they love the diffusing and they'll lay by the diffuser, sit on your lap and start to go to sleep. But for the start, just to protect them, keep any doors open, don't close any bedroom doors or whatever, and lock them in with you and turn your diffuser in. Give them the chance to adjust to them and see how they like them also.
So our cat just came in and he may jump in.
He's an actor. He loves to be on the video.
Yeah.
No, that's great. That's a great point. And it actually makes me think of too, if there's any parents out there or like caregivers who are using the oils with kids, you can absolutely diffuse in your kids' room. It's actually very healthy for them to support their immune systems, their respiratory, to help with sleep, help with healthy emotions, all of that. I have my 2 little girls and we diffuse in their room. But you can go a little lighter, like Grace was saying too, like in their room, I might just do like 4 or 5 drops in the diffuser. I mean, sometimes I'll do a little more, but I would definitely, in our room, we have the ARIA, so I'll do more drops. So you can use them, feel totally safe. That's another thing, just educate yourself. If you do have kids, there's a lot of great resources out there. Oils are so safe and so healthy for kids if you use them in the right way.
Okay, so we introduced ourselves, we talked about the 3 different ways that you can use them. So now let's unbox it. If you're new or you have not got your kit, what you will get is that diffuser and oils, and then there's surprises in the bottoms. You'll get samples and stuff like that.
So a lot of times when we first open this, we have an orchestra follow us around because it makes a lot of music when we open the kit.
Yeah.
So we do miss smell vision over the internet, but it is still a beautiful kit, and you can use it as a display if you need. You can keep them in there. You can take them out, however you want to handle them. And remember, there is the fun part of the very secret compartment underneath, right? Don't forget when you have your kit that there is the secret compartment with extra benefits underneath.
Yeah.
Yes, I have had somebody throw that out before.
Oh no.
And in the front sleeve, you can take out, it'll tell you about your oils. So you have something that comes with it that you can use to look at your oils. If you forget, what do they use lemon for, or what's lemon, and what's that Panaway? I don't know what that Panaway is. So there's a chart in there that you can go to.
And we didn't turn it around, so hopefully you read back first. So anyways, we're gonna get started with the oils, and how we're gonna do it is, there's so many different ways that you can use these oils. We could be here all night. If I told you how I use all these oils, we'd be here all night. So what we're gonna do is each of us is gonna tell how we use the oils. And the first oil that we're gonna start with is lavender, because that's the Swiss Army knife of the oils. So for example, my grandkids live here. So anytime anything happens skin-wise, okay, Ian just had a scrape on his back, and so this is skin support, and so that's how I use it. It also comes in a vitality, and we should talk about when you look at your kit, there's different labels. And so the white one is your vitality oil. So you can get a vitality lavender and make lavender lemonade and stuff like that. So I told 2 tips. Sorry, what's your tip, Mike?
So my tip is with 5 grandsons and 1 granddaughter running around all the time. Sometimes when you go to bed, you need to relax. So I put a little lavender in my diffuser right by my bed, and that helps me go to sleep.
Well, and that's the nice thing. So with Ian, he had that scrape on his back. So after a shower, he gets out, I put a little lavender on there. And not only is it supporting his skin, it also is calming him down before bedtime. And Alicia's going to tell us how she uses lavender. But before we go to Alicia, I just want to let you know, because a lot of people don't know this, there's a big hole in the center, and the oil does not come out of there. There's a small hole around the center.
Oh, yeah.
ADD. So for the longest time, I was just And you can't really control your drops. So you just kind of roll it. You roll it until that drop comes out. And we might be out of oil because I don't see a drop coming.
But it does work.
It does.
When there's
so
oil
roll
in the
it.
bottle.
We'll find one that has oil in it. Oh, there we
There it
go. So you get one. If you're impatient like me, I would do this, but you can't control the oil. So just kind of be patient and roll it and it will come out. The other thing is if there's, you can get little roller bottle tops for your oils. So like I recycle, and when it gets down there, I will put carrier oil. And then you can just, did you see that? You can just take the orifice off without touching it and put those roller bottles on there. So I'm just gonna put
They come in the bottom of your kit, 2 of them do.
and so you can just put put some carrier oil in, put a roller top on. And did you see I never touched any of that?
I've never done, that's like a first, in all these years, I've never done that.
It took me
Yeah,
I'm a
so
slow learner.
we are trying to save you 2 years and 365 days by that tip.
Yeah. So we're gonna take this back off so you can use your cap. You're not touching anything. And my orifice and cap is on there. And look at that, never touched it because you don't want to touch that orifice. So that's just a little trick from the Flannerys that took me 4 years to learn. So
3 years and 4 months. Only.
Alicia, how do you use lavender?
Okay, so lavender, the top 2 ways that we use this in our home, I actually do a lot of things for like my hair care and my scalp. Like I'll do a scalp like treatment almost with some lavender, just to help support my skin, to keep it healthy. And then just for like hair growth, I love lavender. And then also my husband, he has a lot of like seasonal discomfort. So he actually will take lavender internally, and he'll do peppermint, lemon, and lavender. And when we met in 2014, right before I got started on Young Living, and he like jumped on, he loves them. And he was taking like some serious like allergy medicine, and he actually hasn't taken any allergy medicine in years, like probably since we met, like since I was like, here you go. And so he just uses those, and he actually really encourages me to use my oils internally. I know with like both pregnancies, kind of a small tangent, but with both pregnancies, I did take like ginger internally. I'm not someone who would typically use the oils internally, but he definitely is. So I love that we have that like the ability to support each other and remind each other like how many different ways you can really use your oils.
So I'll give you one quick tip on that also. Because with my heart attack and the heart medicine, I couldn't take the Zyrtex and all the different medicines for seasonal disorder. So I immediately found a way to mix lavender, lemon, and peppermint that we'll talk about in the kit, both to ingest with my Ninja in the morning, but also to make a roller. So they're in my pocket or in my truck all the time as I'm driving around during the day. And I will just roll it on right here, and it's diffusing right up. And for me, it takes care of any of my seasonal disorder with no medicine. So that's the way I use it.
Awesome.
Yes, different ways. So your husband did the ingesting. He does the topical
And
ingesting. Okay, so and you diffuse. Sometimes we diffuse it too. So you could do it any of those ways to help support seasonal discomfort.
Yep.
So lavender, the first one that we talked about, is a single oil. Okay. The next one we're going to talk about is single 2 frankincense. When we get to the blends, those are oils that are different oils that they, Gary Young or someone has put together. And I will read to you what's in those. But lavender and frankincense is just a single oil. Frankincense probably was my favorite oil when we first got the kit. I was a face cream junkie, and so all my friends came over and we did coconut and frankincense for moisturizer. And most of my friends, that's how they were introduced to the oils and bought the kit. And it just was a lot cheaper. And when you're mixing it with your carrier oils, you want to mix all of these oils with a carrier oil like grapeseed. We only use B6 just because we know where that it comes from, but you could use grapeseed, jojoba, olive
Coconut
oil,
oil.
you know. Did you have anything you wanted to add to that, Alicia?
Yeah, no, yeah, that's great. Just knowing where your carrier oil is sourced. So I usually tell people if you're not going to do the V6 from Young Living, just grab like, make sure it's organic, make sure you know where it's from. We have like a huge tub of coconut oil that's organic that we get just because we use that for a ton of things, but we love our V6 too, especially for like taking internally. And yeah, I guess the only other thing that at first when I started, I didn't understand was people use the term neat a lot, like NEAT, neat. So using your oil neat versus diluting it. So kind of just understanding when you would dilute, why you would dilute, and can you use it neat. And we could probably talk about that more when we get into the blends, like, you know, Valor and Peace and Calming, because a lot of times we use those neat. But basically neat is when you're just using it, you can use it like directly. Some hot oils, we probably should talk about that too. But making sure you're using the right safety precautions when you are applying them the topical way. But frankincense, I mean, yes, same thing, skin support. Like I put a drop of this in my moisturizer. Sometimes I do use it neat. I'll just clean my face, and it doesn't like, I love the way that feels. It feels good on me, but if you're starting out, you would probably want to dilute it or put it in the moisturizer first to make sure. I just love it for healthy skin support, to keep the brightness and like lines, everything. Like I just love using it. It's very grounding. So for me in the morning when I wake up and I have that as part of my skin routine, and then at night it just really helps wind me down. It helps just kind of me feel like get a little bit more still and like wind down from the day. So not only am I like supporting my skin, but I'm also supporting my emotions as well. So frankincense is a big one. Like this is the refill. You can buy the bigger one. So, I mean, it is worth it to go ahead and buy the bigger one. You can also do the refill and buy the 5 ml that is the same that comes in your kit. But for a lot of these oils that you're going to use so frequently, I would recommend getting the 15 milliliter for sure.
It's definitely a better deal. And being a frugal, using your carrier oil, you know, it's good to start out slow, and you don't want to use all of the oils in your kit the first night. When we were out in Utah, I thought it was really smart, like they let you try any oil you want when you're at convention. I tried every single oil and I could not sleep all night, could I? So be really careful what you're using, you know, start out slow. That was a good point to bring that up. Start out slow. Use your carrier oils, because guess what? If you're frugal, it's going to go a lot further. What I do with frankincense is I ingest it every day. So I put it in a capsule with a carrier oil, and I take that. And I didn't use the B6. I shouldn't even say that. I did not use it probably for the first 3 years, because I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so expensive. He used it. Yeah, he's very expensive. So he used the V6 and drank a lot of Ninja in the beginning, and I'm like, that is way too much money. I am not doing that. But when I got a personal meeting with Dr. Booch when I was out there in Utah, and he was talking about V6, and you know, I said, oh, I'm using coconut oil. Is that okay? And he's like, do you know where it comes from? That was his only question to me. And after I got home, I only use V6 now, don't I?
Yeah.
Because do you know where those other carrier oils, just like the oils, do you know where they're coming from? And then you can't get all the toxins out of your life, but if you're trying to get toxins out of your life, you should know where stuff is coming from.
And I'll give you just a hint. For your husbands or boyfriends or sons or grandsons or son-in-laws, frankincense, right? Very earthy, kind of woodsy, very natural. So I was looking for non-toxic solutions for everything after the heart attack. So of course, when I saw her mix the cream with the frankincense, I'm like, boy, I got to use that for aftershave. So I would make mine, use it for aftershave. Then I'm like, I'm going to use it for deodorant, right? And then all the neighbors are stopping over and they're like, what are you using? So I'm mixing up all that stuff. But I also found, because I build hospitals up and down the state, and I have hundreds of guys work in different places, in the morning, unbelievably, that aftershave was very calming, right? So as I'm already driving to the job, I got 200 guys waiting to talk or whatever. It did help calm me. It was very calming and grounding for me. So the frankincense will be probably a scent that a lot of men will like. A lot of people like it, But
Yeah.
as you see different earthy ones, and when we talk about valor and different things, very powerful. And guess what? You just have to find the thing that they love.
And it's the king of oils. Those are the oils that were brought to Jesus, right? In the Bible, frankincense and myrrh, those are so valuable. To me, it's the king of oils. It's probably, I love all of them. I have categories of favorites, but frankincense really was the first one that I fell in love with. And we made that face cream, and like he said, I didn't know anything about the oils right away. And one of my friends called and said, "Oh, I forgot my cream and I'm not having a good day." I finally looked up in the reference book and it said uplifting. And I'm like, oh, it takes care of skin and it also takes care of your emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what the plus is to this kit, is there's at least 5 emotion oils that can help you in addition to everything else. So let's move on to
But I only have about 320 favorite oils. So depending, it's only about 300.
So let's move on to, you talked about Stress Away, and that's our blend, okay? And that's one that already is diluted. And so Alicia, you can talk about it, but it has copaiba, I don't know if that's how you say it, lime, cedarwood, vanilla, acacia, I'm not sure these are all right, and lavender. So however you say those words, that's what's in Stress Away. And take it away, Alicia.
Yeah, I mean, well, first off, Stress Away, I feel like managing stress is so important in general. Like, the oils are the perfect supplementation to help you do that. And they also just encourage me to be healthier in all areas of my life. Like, I would feel really weird if when I started transitioning into the oils and using Young Living, and then I was still using some products, I'd look it up and they weren't, the healthiest. And a big example of that is perfumes for women. Like, spraying body sprays or perfumes, and we spray that all over our bodies, on our skin, which is the largest organ. Like, you've probably heard that before, your skin's your largest organ, but yet we still, especially as women, we spray ourselves down with this stuff. So Stress Away is a very easy one to transition and kind of get your gears turning, that there are blends with Young Living that you can start using instead of buying that like $80, $90 perfume. You're just going to try out these blends, and now you have a plethora. Plus, it's going to benefit your endocrine system, your hormonal system. It's actually going to be supporting you versus working against you. So for me, because hormones were such a big part of why I wanted to start Young Living, switching out and using Stress Away for just a simple perfume was like a really big step for me. But yeah, it's a very calming oil. It can help support your nervous system. So I really just have that one as a go-to in my purse. We have the rollers around the house. My husband and I kind of fight over it because it's so amazing. So he'll be like, "Do you have my Stress Away roller?" And I'm like, "Nope," but it's like right there. So get multiple Stress Aways because you're going to want them all over, basically.
For the men in the house or the husbands to watch, take your Sharpie and put your name on it, because with all the ones with my name on it.
Yeah, my friends laugh because there's M's on oils, and they know when they come over for a class, they go in just to mess with him, they'll go in his oils and touch them, and then
first round of oils, I have a lot of secret spots.
They'll text him and say, "Oh, we just touched your oils." So if you can get your husband in, the men are way more fanatical about.
So true.
Yes, yeah.
I love it.
They're skeptical at first, but once they're in, oh my goodness.
Oh
my
yeah.
God. They're totally cost me a ton of money.
So just so you know, if any men are where you keep your stuff, and the wife in the neighborhoods, ladies are coming over to look in your cabinet, keep the very low bottles in there and keep your secret stash where you need it.
Okay, so that's Stress Away, and Mike, that's not.
I do not use Stress Away.
He doesn't use the Stress Away, so he doesn't hoard the Stress Away. So I used to have them all over too. I'd have them in the purse. I use them it reminds me of the beach. The smell just reminds me of the beach. But when I was working at the Department of Health, I had it on my keyboard. So as soon as someone walked out, like my boss maybe, and I love my boss, I would be like rolling it all over the place. So this is a really good one to keep on your keyboard. If you like the smell, if you like the beach.
Remember, it's in the bottom of your kit. It's in the little secret area with the peace and calming.
Okay, so you love peace and calming, Mike, so you might as well talk about peace and
I do,
calming.
and Grace will tell you what's in it, and then you know why I love it.
So peace and calming has citrus, tangerine, orange ylang-ylang. I don't know if I say that correct. Correct me if you want, Alicia. Patchouli and blue.
Right? So blue tansy we'll also see as in Valor, right? It's very calming. That is an excellent blend. So a lot of people who may not think Stress Away is their favorite might be like the peace and calming. But that's in the bottom of your kit. Don't forget it's down there. It's very good.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you, I really didn't like peace and calming, and I always used the Stress Away, but then I started waking up at like 2 in the morning every night, and one night he had left that on the sink in the bathroom, and so I just rolled that on my spine, hoping that it would work quickly, and I went back to sleep, and now if I wake up in the middle of the night, I just use that peace and calming on the back of my spine, even though I didn't like the smell of it. Sometimes they say if you don't like the smell of it, you need it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I use peace and calming for. I go to Stress Away during the day and peace and calming at night.
Yep, I love it. This is a big one for our girls that we like to either diffuse, or Grace mentioned this, but the most awesome thing about using oils with your kids too is you literally only need 1 or 2 drops depending on their age. I mean, you can definitely work your way up, but when, like, both of my girls were oiled since birth, like we were putting frankincense and myrrh on them, diluted, very diluted, like it was 1 drop in a 10 ml roller, like hours after they were born, we were putting it on them. So I just love that, because from my background and my history of how I kind of treated my body or how I grew up, it was just different. And so now I can give them the opportunity to, like, we can support their body systems, you know, and then as they get older, we can educate them how to do that. But I love peace and calming for sleep. And then again, just diluting it using rollers. And yeah, it's just for moms out there, it's a very reassuring oil to have for your kids. So.
And both Mike and I, we didn't talk about this today, but we have 6 grandkids, and I could tell you horror stories that we did as parents, and we thought that we were really good parents, like using Clorox wipes and stuff like that on their, I don't even want to say it. But at this point, they all now use the products, and so you just, once you get introduced to them, you just go from that point forward, you do the best you can. So I feel you're very lucky that you can start them out as oily babies. I wish I could have. I wish somebody would have introduced me to those oils a long, long time ago.
But we'll tell you, it's never too late, right? And look at what we're doing with changing the next generation. So it's never too late, and enjoy them when you have them. So.
Yeah, and we would never want anyone to feel guilty about still having things in your home that maybe, you know, you look it up. Like, I've had people text me and be like, oh my gosh, I just checked everything in my house and I'm terrified and I want to throw it all out. It's, you know, we don't want you to feel that way. We're happy that you're going to feel empowered and educated to, you know, make better decisions. It doesn't mean you have to do a 360. Like, Young Living has an amazing way that you can introduce everything into your home slowly. Like, every single month you can try out new things, you know, go to your kitchen, go to your kids' room, go to your bedroom, your bathroom. You can swap things out. You can take your time in doing that, but just be proud of yourself for making those small steps. Some people, they want to do a 360 and do that, and you can do that too, but we would never want anyone to feel bad because you are still using things here and there. It's just, look it up, educate yourself, and then find a better alternative with Young Living, because 100% it's going to be there for you.
Yes, very good, well said. So the next oil is one of Michael's, so I'm going to let him start on that one too. He loves this one. Anyone on our team gets a Valor and White Angelica roller.
Oh, I love Valor and White Angelica. It's my thing.
Out to everyone on my team, right? When I build hospitals, I have to go into the boardrooms and face all the executives a lot, as either the presentation to build the hospital originally or updates all during the projects, 2-year, 3-year projects. So I have Valor and White Angelica with me everywhere, all the time in my pocket, right? So I make a roller up and I just roll it on, and it gives me confidence and courage, and it's very calming. It is a tremendous oil, and we will never leave home without it.
No, it's always in his pocket, along with your purple bags. So Valor has black spruce, camphor, blue tansy, frankincense, and geranium. So those are all uplifting and love geranium for the skin, and they all have multiple purposes. So what do you do with Valor? You said Valor and Angelica, white Angelica.
Yeah, I just love for you look up the Great Day Protocol that Dr. Gary Young came up with, and I just feel different when I'm using those in the morning and I'm starting my day out with emotional support. I mean, Valor's great for a ton of different reasons too. You can even look into frequencies of oils. I mean, we're not going to get into that, but I thought it was crazy at first, but then you think about when you walk outside and you're in nature with the greens and how good you feel. And then if you're walking through like a dark tunnel or a hallway or a school and you're just like, you don't feel that same way, you know, when you apply these oils, they're just so uplifting. You're literally applying nature on you. So I use it for the Great Day Protocol every single day. I love it. And, you know, I'll put it in my bag if I'm going for like a massage or something like that, just to help me feel relaxed and grounded. And yeah, it's definitely a top one for us.
Yeah, it's hard to choose, I think.
So I have my 55-gallon drum hid in a secret spot, and nobody really knows where it is.
It's another one we kind of fight over. Well, not fight, but like we get the Valor roll on as well. And yeah, it's a big hit over here.
It's on our order every month is Valor, because Mike loves his Valor, don't you? So the next one we're going to talk about is a blend, and that is Raven. And so Alicia, you've gone last every time. Do you want to talk about Raven?
Yeah, sure. So actually, when I started with Young Living, we had RC in the kit, which is great for respiratory support, but Raven is like taking it to the next level. Like we love RC still, but Raven, I love just applying it on my like chest to help me breathe a little bit better. If you are working out or you're going anywhere to do some physical activity that you feel like you need a little bit more support, that is really how we do it. I apply it on, and it's just kind of a very key one to have, especially leading into we live in Rochester, so colder months, just to help support our immune system in general. We love Raven.
Oh yes, and read your labels. So when we do a class, we always tell people read your labels, okay? So one time I was on a trip, I don't know where we traveled. We love to travel, and we were on a trip, and I forgot my RC or my Raven. So I went to I shouldn't even say this, went to the store. This was early on in our journey. And I picked up Vicks Vapor Rub. Anybody used it before?
Oh dear, here we go.
Read your label, because I got home and it said spirits, so turpentine, some other things in there, and I'm like, oh, I can't even use this. So I will take coconut oil, and I'll put the Raven in the coconut oil if I need a little respiratory support, and just put it on my chest, and it just opens up all my breathing. The other thing I'm going to steal Mike's idea is he does Epsom salts, and he'll put a couple drops of Epsom or Raven in the Epsom salt and just shake it in the shower, and it's just like you're standing in a.
So you put it in the opposite end, right? The sprayer is on this side, and you put it on the other end, and as the water hits it and steams, and it's like a spa. So you're actually almost like in a spa. So everyone who's going to the spa in their shower tomorrow, you can send me $1 for that. That's your spa treatment, but that you will love it.
Just think of all the money you'll save. But honestly, like if you need respiratory support, or if you want energy, the peppermint, or just uplifting, put any of your citruses in there. Just put it in Epsom salt. I mean, you can take a bath in it. I love a bath with the oils and Epsom salt. But that's a great way to create a spa environment in your bathroom.
I'll give you one more for Raven, right? Besides the roller and rolling it on during the day. A lot in the future, we will all be traveling, right? When we're going to convention, and we'll have rental cars. Rental cars
Bora.
smell terrible in the old days. They're going to smell really bad because they've been sitting around for a long time, right? So we bring our Raven with us, and we bring a little car diffuser or just a napkin or something, put it in the air conditioner. We put a couple drops of Raven on that, and when that turns on, it will turn your car into something that's beautiful.
So you can diffuse in your car too.
Yep.
Love it. Do you want to crank out you want to crank out Citrus Fresh and Lemon together, Grace?
You go for it. Go for it.
Okay, I'm trying to be mindful. I know we could, like we said, we could go on forever. So citrus oil, so you do want to be mindful of the photosensitivity of the citrus oils. So it's just like I like to say, you know, if you would apply lemon juice to your hair and go out in the sun because you want to get like lighten your hair up. So you just want to be mindful of where you're applying it. And if you're going to be out in the sun, that's the biggest thing with using any of the citrus oils or a blend that contains a citrus oil. I mean, I've never like had any issues, but it is something you want to be mindful of for sure when you're applying them topically. If you're ingesting it, like you put lemon in, like I love lemon in my water, that's not a big deal, totally fine. And yeah, I think it's really cool because lemon and it's like extracted from the rind, right? So the acidity of the juice that sometimes you would get, and it could be irritating for people if you're putting lemons in your water, you're not going to have that effect by putting the lemon oil in your water, but you're still getting like actually beyond the benefits that you would if you were like putting real lemons in there. So I use that for drinking. All the citrus ones are great for that.
So Citrus Fresh has tangerine, mandarin, and spearmint. And when we do classes here at our house, Mike has to watch his sugar. So we'll get plain Greek yogurt. We'll use the Vitality Citrus Fresh, put like 4 drops in a half a cup, and use it as a fruit dip, and it tastes like a dessert with no sugar. You're only getting the natural sugar from the fruit. So that's our tip on the Citrus Fresh.
Love it. Okay, cool. And we got 4 more, right?
Okay, so Panaway, that it's just what it sounds. You want to take that one, Panaway?
Yeah, I mean, this one, I actually have seen some diffuser, like recipes for diffusing. I personally have never diffused it. I've only applied it topically. So it's pretty much for me, aches and pains. I used it during both labors for the girls. I had really bad back labor. So yeah, just use it for supporting your healthy lifestyle. If you're being active or you just have like a little like ache come up, you're going to want to use it proactively. So don't wait until you know, just whip it out, apply it multiple times a day. I think sometimes we forget, you know, we think if we put like one little roll on that it's going to be the heal all everything, but you know, if, for example, if you were someone who was taking Advil, like you take Advil for what, every 4 hours, like apply your oils like every 2 hours, every couple hours. So if you have a little like ache, put it on there again. You're not gonna overdo it by applying, but you do want to make sure you're using them frequently to receive the benefits. So that's my tip with Panaway.
So with AB, I'll just tell you one thing. One of the lines I always use, especially with a lot of my guys on the construction site, when you come in to use my oil is not morphine, right? My oil is not morphine that's going to change you in 1 second. You already have an issue. You should be using these things like she said. So Panaway, you're going to put on a couple different times and you're going to use it and let it absorb into your muscles and do what it's supposed to do. It's not morphine that's going to change you in 1 second. So that's one of the we teach.
Yep.
So Panaway was the oil that we talked about. It's a hot oil. Make sure you use a carrier oil, okay? One of the things that we talked about, Mike had people pulling in, he would make a discomfort cream out of the Panaway, the peppermint, and Valor. So that brings us to peppermint, which is a great oil. I don't think we talked about peppermint, so go ahead. Do you want to say what you do with that, Alicia?
Yeah, I mean, peppermint just really helps me focus. I love diffusing. Like I said earlier, I love diffusing in the morning. I use a lot of different blends. I think today, like I did peppermint, lavender, rosemary, just to help me get motivated, help me get things done around the house. I love, you can put it in like in hot chocolate and brownies. Obviously peppermint chocolate is super good together. You do not need a lot of it. So you can always find recipes out there too, but I love peppermint when I'm baking, and yeah, it's like a great like little mint. You can even just put a little on your hand if you want to be brave and just like lick it off, and that's awesome too. But yeah, I was gonna say like even layering oils like with Panaway and using it topically on your body with dilution because peppermint is very strong. So just layering those on, and if you are someone who is loving your Panaway and peppermint, I would 100% say look into the Cool Azul pain cream because that is like. And so if you're using Panaway and it feels good, we're like, I could use a little bit more, like you could layer some peppermint, you could layer some copaiba on top of it. There's nothing wrong with using multiple and doing that, but definitely the Cool Azul pain cream is amazing. So that's just my suggestion if you were someone who's struggling with those kind of things.
Yeah, and I would add one thing besides that, you know, that's how important the kit is, allows you to blend different things together. But with a cool Lord blend of Panaway and peppermint, if you have a lot of pain from the day, depending if you walk a lot or drove in the car, right? Or discomfort, you take a shower, right? When you get out of the shower, you put that on, it's amazing the intensity of how that'll help your muscles. So.
Absolutely.
The other thing you do after you walk or something like that, what do you use?
So
it's not in the starter kit, but it is a starter kit if you just want to start out with CBD.
Mm-hmm. So what I do, just so you know, we do have other kits, right? So I'll use some CBD oil and I'll put a drop of either panaway or peppermint in with the CBD in my hand, rub it together, and then put it on the neck or back or the knees if we're going for a long walk. Unbelievable how two or three of them will work together.
So you can layer those things in there.
Love it.
Yeah. So the next one is thieves. Do you want to tell us about the story of thieves?
Yeah, I mean, so if you can Google like the history of thieves. I actually just did it again today because I just think it's so cool. So yeah, just like the blend of oils that was selected to be in thieves. Back when the plague was happening, the thieves, the robbers, would actually tie like herbs and everything to them and go rob graves because I mean, they were just robbing people, which is really gross to think about, but they also applied the thieves blend and they wouldn't get sick. So it's crazy. You can also look up, there's a ton of science behind thieves, different studies with like the raw chicken and the cleaning. And if you don't have the thieves cleaner, you didn't grab that with your kit, like get a thieves cleaner. That is like a very inexpensive way to add something back into your lifestyle and swap out a ton of cleaners by just getting the thieves cleaner. There's a whole thieves line. Actually, my favorite is the Thieves Essential Rewards kit. You can buy that because you are joining Young Living, so you already have that wholesale price. But if you buy that bundle on Essential Rewards, you're getting an additional 15% off. Plus, you're going to get the points back. So I love all things thieves. The thieves spray came in your kit. The hand sanitizers or purifiers. So you should 100% always have thieves on you.
Toothpaste, laundry soap.
Yes, mouthwash, cough drops, the chest rub. Oh my gosh, we'll be here all night.
So thieves has clove, lemon, cinnamon, eucalyptus, radiata, and rosemary. So you want to talk about quickly what you do with it?
So I will take thieves and put it in a roller, right, and take it with me when I'm going into different hospitals. But in the morning, before I even get dressed, I'll roll it on the bottom of my feet. When I get home, I'll roll it on the bottom. I want my immunity to be the highest it can be where the places I work.
So do your research on those oils that we just talked about. And this is an oil you really want to be using, diffusing,
yep.
And you can ingest it. I put it in hot water with a drop of lemon and hot water, lemon, 1 drop of lemon, 1 drop of thieves, and some honey. And oh my goodness, it's like I'm drinking tea.
Quick commercial before the last oil. In the bottom of the kit, don't forget the little hand sanitizer, thieves, and spray. Best ever. I also carry spray with me everywhere I go.
Great job.
It's plant-based. We talk about in our classes, I know we're going a little long, but we ask who uses a Clorox wipe because I never read any directions or anything. So I used to just wipe everything off. I didn't use gloves. And how fast are those chemicals going into your largest organ, right?
22
and then
seconds.
You're supposed to wipe it off after 4 minutes or something. How many people did that? So using the thieves is plant-based. You don't have those chemicals. It's safe for your kids. It's safe for your pets. And so we highly recommend. We only have thieves cleaner in our house.
That's all we use.
That's all we use. Thieves laundry, everything with thieves, and you can make your own thieves products too if you want. The last oil that we have is a blend also, and that's Digest. And at first, I was not a real fan of Digest. Now I carry Digest every single place that I go. I do not ingest gluten, but if occasionally I get gluten, I'll put Digest, a drop in my water or in a capsule or on my stomach. When I first started using it, I would use it on the bottom of my feet, so it correlates to the organs in your body. So that was really quick. Do your research. There's a lot of different ways that you can use the Digest, but it supports your digestion. You don't use it.
I don't use
uses peppermint for his digestion.
And my favorite for my immunity, every morning I take it And a lot of times I'll take a pack with me in the middle of the day and I might have another couple ounces. So I love my Ningxia. Don't forget it in the bottom of your pack.
Yeah.
Use your, and talk to anybody or your uplines or people that you are on your teams on the power of Ningxia, right?
So Alicia, do you have a way that you use your digest?
I'll just rub it on my belly. Honestly, I'll put a couple drops, and if I know, like, I mean, we try to eat pretty clean, but we definitely indulge in like our wings and pizza and stuff. And if I know I'm about to have a heavier meal or like a pasta with red sauce, I just know my body now, so like I'll apply it beforehand. Yes, it does not smell amazing, but trust me, you will feel 100 times better by applying it. And before you go to bed and waking up, it just, you really significantly feel the difference. And the other thing I would just add on for digestive, it's not in the kit, but also check out the supplements like the Life 9 for gut health. That's super important. The Ningxia for gut health, for immunity, like Mike was saying.
Vitamin C for immunity,
Super
vitamin
C,
D.
vitamin D, super D.
Yes.
So you can put the digest in a capsule too. So I apologize if we went too long. We just love our products so much.
I just remembered I have 532 favorite products. Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
And Paige asked if digest helps with acid reflux. So what are your guys' okay? I mean, I say yes as well, and then I also suggest the Aroma Ease. Only because I use that, and my husband is like he loves Aroma Ease. So definitely start with digest, but if you haven't tried Aroma Ease, that's an amazing one to use as well.
It does support the
And
digest.
alkaline. Yeah, I think Chelsea just and alkaline.
If
Yeah.
you drink alkaline or something, alkaline is really good. They either come in little packets, but we're getting off.
But
We're getting
remember, you
off
use
topic.
the alkaline, do not fill your glass up with water to the top, then add it. Fill your glass up 80%, then add it and stir, because you will get the bubbles.
Yeah. So let's move on. So you have talked so much about essential rewards. So I'm going to let you tell your story. We've been in, when we got our original kit, when we got the first kit from Brittany, she signed us up and we didn't even know differently. So we've been on essential rewards the whole time that we've been in this program. And we are thankful that she signed us up. So
yeah. I mean, Young Living just continues to give, and I just love this company for that reason. When I first originally joined, I think the maximum you got back was like either 15 or 20, I don't remember, but now you can start earning up to 25%. There's loyalty gifts at 3 months, 6 months, maybe 9 or 12. And I was like actually just looking at my 12-month, it's a loyalty blend that's exclusive, like you cannot buy it. And I have 3 of them. And my husband's like, when are you going to open that? And I'm like, they're just so special. And I just feel so good because what that shows me is that's like, I got 3 because when I first started, they just started the oil, the loyalty a little later on. So I've been on it for like 5 years, but I look at those oils and I'm like, this is me investing in myself and my health and in our family. And I love that. And, you know, anytime we get freebies, Essential Rewards is huge. Like even 100 PV, which is like $100 this month, you get a free time, which is great for immune support. Every single month we have new promotions. You're going to get free oils and you're going to get points back to use for more free products. So to me, it's like a no-brainer. And I've said this before, so my friends know this, like I'm the accountant of the family. You can trust me. Like I would not be doing this if I wasn't thinking of my family's like, well, health and wellness is number one, but also we have a bigger family and we're growing, and I need to be mindful of what we're spending. And by me buying things at Young Living, we're actually saving money. I'm not spending it at Target or Wegmans or anything like that. We're substituting out, and it saves me time of having to worry and research, is this product going to be healthy for me to bring in my home? I already know it is healthy. And who doesn't love getting like a wonderful box every single month with everything that you picked out to try? Like, it's just so fun. It really makes living this lifestyle so much fun.
absolutely. Comes right to your door. You don't even have to go to a store.
And we're going to have free shipping starting at right 100 PV. So yay, 100 PV orders in September, you're going to get free shipping. So like, it's just a no-brainer to me. So if you didn't already enroll on that with your premium kit, you're 100% going to want to do that this month.
So we didn't bring all the levels in, but there is a 100 PV level, 190, 250, and 300. So when you get to those Oh, and 400 this month because you'll get an apron,
Aprons.
2 aprons, an adult and a child. So the theme this month was vitality oils are cooking, and we're really excited about that because we'll be doing that here at our house. But we will be thinking about when you're placing a PV order. I had somebody last month that was 99.75 PV. She missed out on Envision, a $20 oil.
Okay. Yeah.
Last month for 25 cents. So just be cognizant. If you're like within $3 of that next level, it is totally worth getting a lip balm, which the lip balm is awesome anyway, to get that extra reward. So great. And Mike always explains it like it's Kohl's reward. You're getting stuff back. It's awesome.
So we always say we're a product of the product, and we challenge anybody to come in our house and look at all the things we have, right, and why it's changed our lives. But National Grid or National Gas or RG&E gives us nothing for buying products we have to use. We buy products we choose to use and we're getting rewarded. How special is that? You can't beat that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as long as he's talking about that too, there's a business piece. Like we started with when we started out talking about that, we never planned to do the business, but there is a business piece because you're thinking, oh my goodness, I want those aprons, 400 PV. Well, the business will help you to attain the products that you want. So we work with our whole team to share with others so that they can afford to get the products and do the ditch and switch. You don't have to do the business, but we don't want to keep that to ourselves. It was an accident for us, and so we go out and we talk to people about how they can get their oils or how they can pay for their kit. If you think you can't pay for the kit, share with a couple of your friends and you can pay for your kit. So that's kind of basic, and I know that Chelsea has a lot of videos in this, in her Get Into Living tribe, and she has a lot in this business page. But we'd be happy to answer any questions too for you on the business and you know how we got it. Can I say anything about business, Alicia?
Yeah, so I was just thinking, I was looking at our graphic. We have the Beyond the Kit coming up on the 11th, and then the Intro to Biz is on the 13th. So I guess the main thing I would say is if you don't already have your referral link from like your sponsor, reach out to them and see how you can grab it, because people are going to ask you about what you're using, and you might as well, especially because you're going to be on Essential Rewards ordering. So you might as well give them that referral link so you're going to get credit for it. It's a really great way to bless the people around you by sharing this lifestyle change that you're making. So you don't need to know everything before you share with someone. You just need to be open and honest and say, this is what I'm doing because I want to improve my health and this is what's working. And like I said, people are going to ask, so feel free to give them your information, your link. It's super easy. So if you need help, just reach out.
And I know that Chelsea's on here. So Chelsea, if you could I know that you have done we were kind of all over the place talking about this kit because we love it so much and we're passionate. I know that Chelsea also has done unboxing of the premium starter kit. So even if you don't want to teach that class, or you can always share, hopefully ask her for YouTube or something that you could share with your friends. And then, you know, it's always good to have a kit and sit there and watch with them so that they can smell it. Because Mike said it's hard to do a starter kit class when you can't smell the oils.
And we would encourage you, if you have people out of state, right, and they watch this or you're talking to them about stuff, don't be afraid to get some of the little sample bottles, right? And just put a drop or two, make up a mini kit, and don't be afraid to mail it to them. And then when you go on FaceTime with them, do a little smell-o-vision with them at the same time. You will be surprised the power of that.
Awesome. Good tips.
So you get the last word, Alicia. We talked a lot.
It's 20 minutes. Doing good.
What?
Yeah, I guess I'll just close with like, thank you for your time tonight. And we are so, so excited for you. Like I said, it would never be our intention to make you feel bad about any of the products you're using, but we're excited you're here and that you are going to dive into this lifestyle with Young Living. And there's so, so much support. And yeah, we're super excited to hear your guys' testimonies on what's working for you. And yeah, we'll hope you guys have a great night and thanks for logging on.
And if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. Both of us will go back. Well, I know we'll go back in and we can answer any questions you have.
Yeah. Rachel said she's loving her diffuser already. So awesome. Love it.
So thank you so much for keeping us on task. We were a little long. That happens to us.
Yeah, sometimes our 20-minute class go in a couple hours on the deck, but that's fun, right? You're supposed to be sharing